Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Let me go ahead and just try to wipe off the screen. Oh, wow. This is the most people we've had at start time. At start time. Okay. I'm loving this. Perfect. Perfect. Hey, everyone. Happy Friday. I've been talking all day long and hopefully it won't sound like I have a frog in my throat. Girl, listen, you are my inspiration. You are on time. You are first. I love it. Hey, Moni, good to see you again. I'm hoping, this one, this morning was good. I thought this morning's conversation was pretty spectacular. I'm actually only working on like 2.5 hours of sleep. So I feel fine. I just feel like I got bags under my eyes. Anyway, hey, everyone joining. We're going to get started. As soon as I take a couple more swigs of this, we're going to get started. Perfect. And then I'll just leave it right here. So, anyway, happy Friday, everyone. We are going to, what I want to do first, I have my notes, of course, again. But what I want to do first tonight is to quickly, we got some more people. Hey, Casper 330, happy Friday. Hey, W squared, WW, happy Friday. Blessings to you as well. Those of you that are here, some of you probably already know what the topic is about, but it is going to be a condensed resource guide for, the title says Black women who are interested in becoming digital nomads or making money, finding ways to make money as part of their move abroad plan. And a lot of countries don't allow you to work in the country if you are there on a visa, temporary visa. So tonight we're going to talk about different aspects of the digital nomad phenomenon that, started really coming into play around 2020, when everything shut down. So we're going to talk about that. Of course, this is for my men too, but I did label it Black women because the only people that I get questions the only people I get questions from about how to make money abroad are other women, other Black women specifically. And so we're going to feature two of the Black women that I think are good resources. This is all part of a compilation. This part of the compilation was supposed to go up. Well, it will go up this weekend. Like I said, I'm working on 2 hours of sleep, so I haven't even been able to save anything. So let's just say hi to a few more people before we get started. Thank you, W squared. I like my doll too. And, it was only one person that commented on that. But like I said, I think it was truly because they're representations of Blackness. And, that disturbs some people's spirit. And so it is what it is. Happy Friday. Oh, hey, MZLo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The ATL is so funny. My cousin who lives in the ATL texts me. Oh, where's my phone? I thought I brought my phone. Oh, here's my phone. Sorry. She just texted me a little while ago. She caught one of my videos. I don't even tell my family when I'm going live or, because I just, it is what it is. But a couple people text me and were like, oh my goodness, you're going viral on this. People are talking about this, blah, 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 blah. So I thought it was funny. So my cousin, hey, sweetie, how are you? I just watched your YouTube video, Avoid These 5 Countries, Black Women. Oh my God, you had me bumping my fist, laughing and saying, I know that's right. And so she definitely, that was a good feeling. That was a definitely good feeling that, she was able to catch it and comment. And we talked about it earlier. Like sometimes, not all families supportive in certain endeavors if they don't get it. So that was a good unexpected surprise. Hey, Tanya Brooks, Hey, Kevin R. Yay, you made it this evening. I know when you don't, you will catch the replay. So that's just as good, but I'm glad that you're here. Cynthia Merritt, good evening. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the compliment. I definitely, like I said, I know this is bigger than me. And I know when there's something like placed on me to take care of. And so I know how to stay focused. And that's what we're going to do. And I'm not even going to be able to keep up like with all the comments because the views are spectacular. The subscribers are growing, and so it's going to be what it's going to be. 9 Frederic, hey, how are you? Welcome, happy Friday. Sandra Blanchett, hi, just found your channel today. Really enjoying you so much. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Don't make me cry now. But I don't have on any mascara, so I guess I could cry. I'll be all right. So tonight, let me pull up my notes. I keep my notes because I don't want to forget anything. And so, like I said, I call out Black women in the video title and thumbnail because I've only really gotten questions from Black women about how to make money in these nomadic streets. And so, but if I see some of you men in the comments saying that you want, some examples of men that are doing it that I think are good representations or that you can learn from, put it in the comments. Say, I want digital nomad resources, and I will definitely either do a follow. I'll definitely do a follow-up, but I'll make sure that I get the resources to you. So again, this is all about strategy to stay ready so we don't have to get ready. And it's all about moving abroad. And I say moving abroad, but understanding that that may not be everyone's desire or reality. So my ultimate desire is to have you move from any place that is causing you angst, bringing you drama, causing you pain, unhappiness, stress, because it's not healthy. And so if it means, like I said earlier today, moving from one state to another, one city to the next, whatever it looks like, from a job to remote, because you're working with people that obviously don't want you there, and you may know what the plans are for your future, then I definitely want this message to transfer to those needs as well. And so first, this is going to be the format. And of course, I'm going to get to some of the comments because I promised that. So anyone who joins, the replay, and this is taking too long for me to get to the content, either skip this part, fast forward it, or find another channel that, meets your 7-second information needs. So I did promise that earlier today that I'm going to just go over a couple of comments so you can see what the peoples are saying in the inbox. But first, we're going to go over the misconception about remote versus nomadic. We're going to talk about the top cities where digital nomads are finding success, happiness, becoming not only rich financially, monetarily, but rich spiritually, holistically, mentally. And so we're going to go over those top cities. And we're also going to go over a larger list of places that still kind of carry digital nomad visas. We'll talk a little bit more about what's going on with the digital nomad visas. And not finally, this is not in order, but I will also showcase 2 of my favorite resources when it comes to this topic. One is an expert in this area who I was connected to in 2020. Some of you may have heard of Nomadness Tribe. Well, they used to have a festival called Audacity Fest. And in 2020, because of the shutdown, they did it online, and it was called Audacity Digi. And so I met this person because she was one of the speakers there. I ended up buying her bundle package or whatever. and she is one of the best out there doing it. And then I'm going to show you a real life example of one of my favorite digital nomads, who is on social media doing it. And I'll tell you what she's doing. So, and then we'll talk about like the types of, did I say this already? The types of careers that are, I don't even want to say careers, the types of opportunities that exist under the digital nomad umbrella. And so that's the lay of the land for today. Please feel free to ask any questions that you may have. The first thing I am going to do before we get into the questions, I just want to do a quick recap because it's been so much content in, what is this, day 13, I said. And so I'm just going to show you what the playlist looks like so everyone knows, because so many new people have come. So I'm going to share my screen and show you what the playlist looks like. And let me just say hi to everybody else. Is there anybody else? Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. I said hi to, and oh no. Okay. So I think we're good. I think I'm caught up. So I'm going to share my screen really quickly and just go through the playlist because like Sandra said, she just found the channel today. And so just to catch you up, and not you, but everybody else who comes, we're going to look at the Move Abroad Gems playlist and just go over the topics, and then we'll get into tonight's content. So hopefully, yeah, I think everyone can see that. So this is what the playlist looks like on YouTube. If you go to the home channel, on the top of the tabs, you'll see you could select playlists for those of you who are not familiar, and you'll pick the Move Abroad Gems playlist. Right now, there's 18 videos. And so while the videos have gotten tons, you know, the 7 views means 7 people have tapped on to the playlist, not necessarily the videos. And these are the videos that we've gone over since last week, Sunday. So is this in order? Let me see. I don't think this is in order. So we'll just go through I could put it in order, but that's a waste of time. So passport changes are here. What Black Americans should know and do. And that one is just out of 2 days ago, and people are looking for this information. 31,000 views so far. Another topic that we covered, 5 safe and affordable African countries, and how you can live pretty much like royalty for next to nothing, and they're safe places as well. Another topic we covered, recommended cities for Black Americans. Oh, is this a duplicate? Yeah, you know, let me go ahead and remove that. I don't know how 2 got in there. Anyway, so another topic, it's time to cheat on America with other countries. Listen, they don't deserve our loyalty. We need an open relationship based on the abuse. And so I'm not saying walk away completely. We're not denouncing. We're not divorcing, but we are in an open relationship. And that's how we need to start really looking at it. 12 countries Black Americans are moving to and why. And this is a video that includes not only the cost of living, but I walk you through a resource on how you can do it on your own based on countries that you're interested in. So if you want to compare a certain city in the US with a certain city abroad, then I walk you through those steps. Similarly, with the passport video, I walk you through going on to the site, the passport site, the government site, and showing you exactly how you navigate through that and what some of the requirements are for a new passport or a renewal. Renewals you can do online now. I just like to underscore that. Another topic, Black men who are thinking about moving abroad, the resources you need, and you'll see there are 5 resources that are pretty necessary for us when thinking or planning or researching our next move. Another video that was posted was a day in Lake Chapala, Ajijic, Mexico, because so many people, and even in the comments, like people are like, I didn't know this many Black people were in Mexico. So it's a quick 10-minute video where you can see what a fellowship, a community, a gathering looks like. It's right outside of Guadalajara, about 45-minute drive. A town called Lake Chapala slash Ajijic, which is supposedly the largest expat community in Mexico. Another live we did was the truth about Mexico as a Black woman, my journey to residency and why I chose to get residency in Mexico. For those of you that don't know, I got my Mexican residency in 2022. Also, avoid these traps when planning your move abroad. Don't be a victim. These are just warnings that people, and not warnings like, life threatening warnings, but warnings, lessons that I learned from others, based on things we just don't think about. And then another live that I did was the move abroad money tips using the DoDash method. And DoDash has become a phenomenon based on her showcasing how YouTube has literally changed her life, in a short amount of time. So I just think that a lot of times we miss the messages because we start focusing on the wrong things, like with the creators, because then it became a whole, oh, that's not true. That's not real. Oh, she's too much. Oh, this and that. And like I always say, eat the meat, chew the meat, spit out the bones. There are so many lessons that she teaches, even if she's not, even if every video is not your cup of tea, there are certain videos. Now, I haven't watched every video. I haven't even watched close to every video, but the couple that I've watched where she was really breaking down how much she struggled, her childhood, her traumatic relationship with her mother, how hard she's worked to only make, a few $100s a week, just a very inspiring story. And so that's included as well. Oh, I thought I was done. Sorry. Best countries for healthcare. Healthcare is critical. And a lot of people don't know that there are so many great opportunities for quality healthcare outside of the US and at much more affordable costs and prices. And so I go over some of the top cities in that area. And also I go over pricing comparatively. So what a dental procedure would cost, what having a baby would cost, the MRI would cost in those countries as compared to the US. 11 cheap places to live and retire abroad, well, Black and abroad, less than $1,000 a month. And in this one, I even started off, I'll tell you at the top of this one, I talk about this woman who I also just started following on YouTube. And the name of her channel is From Poverty to Paradise. And she is now living full time on a cruise ship, not a cruise ship, but she cruise ship hops for up to, her budget is $2,000 a month. And so I always like to add things that I may not necessarily be looking at or telling my people to do, but I think they're smart. I think they're smart decisions. And so avoid these 5 countries if you're Black, based on them always ranking at the top of the list for people saying that they didn't have great experiences. 5 steps to a smooth exit, move abroad tips. That was today, child. We went for 2 hours and 10 minutes. That was so organic and so good for my soul and my energy to keep motivated. So that was great. I hope that, listen, I know everybody doesn't think a 2-hour and 10-minute video that's supposed to cover content is great, but for me to keep going, and already 379 views, and it was only streamed 6 hours ago, that's amazing. And then what we're going to do every week, because we're going to continue to go live, is have a live Q&A chit chat, go over the most frequently asked questions, expose some people who are, in these comments just acting a fool, and then do real live Q&A. And also a conversation that I had with Ashley at the top of the year. I just added a clip because she talked about how she went from being super stressed, depressed in Atlanta to literally moving to the motherland and thriving. She has totally she's a single mother with 2 children. Her story is phenomenal. And so that's a look at what we've gone over. And so I just wanted to make sure the new people are aware what the topics are. If this is for you, great. If it's not, you don't have to announce your exit. I don't understand that. You don't have to come to my page to tell me you're not coming back to my page. Like, I'm cool. Like, I'm really cool on that. I follow Harriet Tubman. You can't take everyone with you, and that's okay. And so I just don't understand that. But, and anyway, but thanks for the engagement. I appreciate that part of it. So let's get to a couple more questions so I don't get out of new here. Just watch the passport video. Oh, girl magic. Yes, girl magic. That's what I'm talking about. And I have an unofficial movement. It's called Take a Loved One to Get a Passport Day. And I don't know what the day is going to be, but it's the mentality that I'm more concerned about. Please start asking your friends, your close friends and family, ones that you care about, do they have a passport? If they're hesitant to get a passport and it's someone that you really care about, sometimes it's financial, sometimes you don't know what you don't know, gift it to them. If it's their birthday, if it's Christmas or whatever holidays you celebrate, it's an amazing gift to give, as well as stocks to kids as well. So newborns, I forgot, you have to be able to take a picture. I don't know how many months you are, but my nephew who was born in August, I gifted him his passport in December. So for Christmas. So, okay. I'm so happy to find your channel. I'm about to get permanent residency in Ecuador. Oh, listen, Ecuador is one of those places that people sleep on. No, I haven't been, but I follow a lot of people that have. And anyone who, pays attention to, South and Central America knows about Ecuador. And there's a decent, I don't know how large it is, but there's an active Black expat community there as well. My channel focuses on Black women who want to retire abroad. Are you the one that was on Stephanie's channel? I saw your interview. If you're the same one, I would love to talk to you because there's someone that comes here regularly. She's 68 and doesn't know where to start. And so if that's you, we need to talk. We need to talk. Yes, congratulations. If this is the same one, she knows her stuff. She is good. And I would love, for us to collaborate and bring your message to this audience as well. Thank you for bringing us up to speed. I need to drink. Just found you yesterday and decided to come back. Oh, W squared. Thank you so much. I get nervous when I see just an initial and then 2 more initials because those be the trolls in the comments. So it's good to see that you are not a troll. Solar Bella Cheek. Congrats at 60. Yes, congrats on that. If this is the same one, yep, that was me. Yeah, okay, so definitely. How do you gift a passport? So technically, this is how I gift. For those of you that don't know, I also have a community called Black Travel and Culture. It's a rather large community. One of my initiatives last year was to gift passports on my TikTok channel. The channel was growing rapidly. But the one thing I kept hearing is like, I want to travel. I don't have a passport. I can't afford a passport. And I believe this, even if you can't afford to travel right now, what do I always say? Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Don't wait. Like if you have 100 and for new, what is it? 135 plus the 130 plus the $35 fee. Get your passport and then everything else will fall into place. And so I gifted passports, and how I did it when I sent the winners their gift package, it included a money order made out, already written out to the U.S. Department of State, so that's the only place that they can use the money order. I also, the only the only cash I gave them, I did send them cash of $20, or I emailed them $20 so they can get the photo. And then I sent a copy of the application. And then I followed up with them to make sure they didn't have any questions, how I could navigate them through the application without seeing their personal info, but just making sure that they stayed on track. Now, if it's a family member, it's easier. So gifting is really just gifting the money. And if it's somebody that you're not sure will, ultimately execute, then give them a money order for the amount. And so that's what I meant by gift. WM, I would love to find her. You're talking about Miss 60 plus Black woman expat. She's on YouTube, if that's what you're talking about. So you can find her on YouTube with the name that she just used. Here it is, 60 plus Black woman expats. And if you also, you could go to her channel and then see her information. Let's see. Hi, Cynthia. I spoke with both my sons today and told them to renew their passports. And them sons, boy, they need a mama to remind them, because they're not looking at no expiration date. And so congratulations on that. Oh, family travel devotion. Oh, these names. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. You're doing God's work. Just know that. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I received that and I feel it. So thank you. Thank you so much with that. Oh, girl, listen, you know how we are here. It's 26 minutes in and we didn't even start talking about the topic, but I'm going to go through these last few comments and then we're going to get into the topic. Welcome. Is that Lee to you? Okay. Family facts. Yes, definitely. I said definitely, like you were talking about me getting into. Anyway, I looked at the under 16 child process and it's a bit strict if there's an absent parent. Yeah, you have to get because they don't want you kidnapping. They don't know what your situation is, and they had to become strict in that way because people were literally fleeing the country with kids and they weren't supposed to. And so, yeah, I appreciate that, quite honestly, but it is strict. But I know it could be cumbersome if there's issues with the other parent. WM, thank you. Okay, so perfect. We are going to get into the topic. I am going to pull up my notes again, and we will come back and answer some questions. Like I said, when I start reading my notes, I'm not going to be able to see the comments, but feel free to comment, and I will come back. So let's first talk about the difference between a digital nomad and a remote worker. There's confusion there. Some people know it, some people don't. So I don't want anyone to be lost on that point. So it's real simple. A remote worker is just somebody who's simply able to work outside of an office space, but not necessarily any place in the world. So a remote worker, when the world shut down, you didn't have to go into the office. You brought your computer home. You were able to commute, have access to whatever. That is different and it's different than a digital nomad. And so I could tend to use extra words and I don't want to do that. So we're going to stay focused on this point. A digital nomad is someone who works entirely remote using digital technologies. A digital nomad may work out of a cafe, on the beach, in a hotel room, at a restaurant, wherever they are, wherever they want to, they have the ability to work. And so based on that fact, when the world kind of shut down in 2020, it was the birth, really the birth of the digital nomad visas. Estonia, I think I'm saying that right, is the first country to have launched the digital nomad visa. Since then, many, many countries have followed. There were over 60, I want to say between 65 and 70 countries that were listed as digital nomad visas. Some of them were not really digital nomad visas. They were just like, what is it called? E1 visas or something like that. Anyway, they weren't official digital visas, digital nomad visas. But the reason they did that is all branding. And they were trying to lure people away from the countries that were shut down so that they can get some of the country that was shut down's, money, because people were still, you know, making money, but they were spending it in the country that they moved to be a digital nomad. And so all of a sudden, all of these countries are like, hey, that's a great idea. I'm going to do a digital nomad program. I'm going to do a digital nomad program. And they had some of them had these beautiful commercials and beautiful digital, like branding commercials to lure Americans and Canadians to other countries. And so I I thought it was kind of smart, but I also knew it would come to an end. I thought it was really smart, actually, but I also knew, well, how long can this last before our capitalistic country is like, oh, heck to the no, no, no. And so, as you may have heard, there's been a mandate to return back to work for a lot of major corporations. They end the remote work, right? And so now the remote work stopped people from becoming um, the ending of the remote work. People had to go back to jobs, right? And so in what is this 2024, there has been a decline. So some of those websites that were luring some of us to these countries are no longer in existence. You can still get visas to these countries, but a visitor's visa does not give you the right to work in a country. There's certain stipulations that you're supposed to, and when I say work in the country, like if you're there for a week or 2 or 3, then that's fine. But if you're talking about an extended stay, you're really not supposed to be working in these countries. And so a decline started. So Netherlands announced that, and the program ends in 2025. There are a few others that ended this year. So I think the real number right now is closer to 50. Um, I will verify the actual number, but right now it's less than the 65 to 70 that it was at its height. And the ironic thing about it is some of the countries that ended it are upset that they ended it, because there are countries that are looking to reinstate it based on the events of the past 2 weeks, because there has been such a influx of inquiries about moving abroad. And so the digital nomad conversation is hot once again. And so a lot of these countries that either didn't invest enough to keep it going, or just felt like, okay, it's going to die down anyway, unfortunately, they're not ready to go. They didn't stay ready. So if they decide to enter that realm again, they have to get ready. So the good news is it may be on an uptick, the digital nomad visas, but in 2024, there was definitely a decline. And so, like I said, it was a great way for these countries to bring in more foreign revenue to their country without impacting their job market. That's a major point. So if I'm coming there as a digital nomad, I'm not taking a job away from the citizens of that country. I am generating, revenue on my own from the country that I came from, except I'm spending it in this country. And so I think that's it with the description. If you have any questions, let me know before I proceed. I'm going to check the questions one more time, because I just want to make sure everyone understood that, so that you can understand the next point that I'm about to make. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, so let's see, what do I want to do first? And I was toying with, you know what? I'm going to go to the types of jobs. Let's just talk about the most popular types of jobs that I'm gonna go through a list later, but these are some of the more creative type of jobs that people embarked on as a digital nomad. Um, they first decided, what were they good at? And I like to say expertise, and a lot of people don't realize that expertise just means that you're smarter than someone, right? In an area. Um, you don't have to be the most, you don't have to have a high IQ, you don't have to be the most brilliant person, but I'm just going to use an example. I was going to use my camera tonight to record something. So this is my one of the cameras that I use. If I know how to take good videos, right? Decent videos, upload them to YouTube. I mean, upload them to whatever editing, if it's iMovie, if it's Adobe, whatever, edit them and then put them onto, YouTube or whatever streaming platform. I may not be Gordon Parks, right? But there's a whole group of people that don't know how to do that at all, but they want to know. And so that becomes my expertise to that group of people where I can then teach them, right? So and I'm just going to use an example. And that makes me, so if you have something, if you're not sure if you have an expertise, but you're thinking about something, put it in the comments because I want to just show. I'm gonna put myself on the spot, but just show how there are creative solutions on how you can be a digital nomad or create your own business as an expert as a digital nomad. So I forgot what I was getting ready to say just then. But if you have if you're thinking like, okay, I can't think of anything, I don't think I have any expertise. 9 times out of 10, you do. And the great thing about it is a lot of times you may only have to show your face in print. You don't necessarily have to do a YouTube channel. You don't have to get on, online and be the face at these courses. Depending on what the niche is, you can find a way, if you're a shy person, to still make it work. And I've lost my train of thought on something, but I just get so passionate about some of these things. So you can definitely become an expert, and then you can offer consultations. You can create content, become a content creator, and depending on what platforms you use, you can teach people on these platforms. You don't necessarily have to set up a one-on-one consulting business or a group consulting business. You can teach on one of these massive platforms, build your audience, get a catchy hook, have them come to you, and you can start generating income that way. You can do anything from market research, you can do podcasts, you can do voiceovers, you can do, if you're good at writing or editing, you can do that. People always talk about Fiverr and Upwork and some of these other platforms that people go and hire other people to do the work that they need done. So rather it's doing thumbnails or whatever the task is, you can live a very good life. And when you see the most popular countries, it will all come together and make sense. You can live a very good life in some of these countries. Of course, you have to build your audience. You have to take it serious, and it is work. It's not like you're just laying at the beach and answering your texts or whatever when you want to. It's definitely, a process. But I've seen so many people go from 0 to 6 figures within a year if they did the work. And so you can start an online business, whatever that looks like. So if you're a graphic designer and you're into creating different type of prints or slogans, you can, the first answer is always t-shirts and hats, but you can do a whole lot more. You can go much deeper depending on your depth of knowledge in that area. And become a personal, like if you are okay being in front of the camera, you can you could be your own personal brand and have people, develop your tribe and have people come to you to know what the latest designer clothes are or designer styles are, the latest makeup, what's good for natural hair, what's good for curly hair, what's good, that whole number system with the hair. Child, people have gotten so rich off of that just by telling people what they should do, rather they were an expert or not. If you came with your hair looking good or solving a problem for someone that someone was having, if it was dryness, if it was shed, whatever it was, you, you were making some money. And so those are some of the off the cuff, very popular types of quick businesses that you can launch as a digital nomad. And all of us, I don't care who you are, have an expertise in something. If you're good at, I mean, this whole thing about voice coaching, and not just like voice coaching for, what do you call it, for like reading like movies and stuff like that. Not voiceover coaching. I'm talking these videos on YouTube where a voice coach is sitting there analyzing, oh, this riff that Janet Jackson did in this song, or this A clef, and I don't know the notes, but this A clef minor that Luther Vandross did, and they're getting millions of views across multiple platforms, and they are building themselves as experts. But who really knows if all of them are experts? They are smarter than, they have a tribe that they're smarter than they are. So I guess they are experts, right? And yes, so they are experts, but we don't know to what degree or what level is what I'm trying to say. So there's something out there for everyone. And so I'm going to pull up the countries right now that's on a different tab, and I'm gonna let you see. It's just a regular sheet. Hopefully I can pull it up because the StreamYard has been giving me ajana. And so Project Manager is, I just saw it. Yes, Project Managers is one of the most popular digital nomad niches. It's demanding now. This is not like for somebody. Yeah, it's not for somebody who's looking to, because usually when you're a project manager, you're on somebody else's clock, right? And so that's why project manager is part of the list that I'm about to, it's a list of, I don't know if we're going to hit all 20. We can if we have time. But project manager is part of that list. And one of the people that I'm going to showcase is an expert in that space. But you can be working from sun up to sundown. And if you're on a different time zone, it could be a whole different beast. So project managers, yes, just know it may not be about, the soft life. And so did I miss anything? Let's see. Tony Africa just wanted to say hello, Kim, expat. Oh, hey, Tony. Yes. My Kenyan friend. So when I finally make it there, I definitely will try to find you. Okay, yes, thank you. We got that. So I'm going to pull up that list right now. So I need to stop sharing that screen. Let me stop talking through it. Okay, here's the document right here. So I'm giving you a glimpse into, this is the research that has gone into I'm just calling it a massive resource guide that will be available as soon as the other countries list their residency requirements for 2025, but I'm going to give you a glimpse into just this part, which is about digital nomad life. And you'll see, so let me just bring that up. Hold on. You'll see, there we go. So basically, let me get back to that. Okay, so basically this is just a list of the top 20. Let me read. So let's go over the most popular countries first for digital nomads. And I'll explain why so many people are driven to these places specifically. Now, this isn't the entire list because, of course, we know there are digital nomads across the globe. There are many in Africa as well, and the Caribbean. But I'll explain why these I'm calling out right now. So, of course, Bali. Everybody hears about Bali, right? Ho Chi Minh City. If I said that wrong, don't say anything. Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, Mexico City, Mexico, Lisbon, Portugal, and Chiang Mai, Thailand are places that people run to who want to live that nomadic, digital lifestyle, right? It's because the cost of living is so cheap. Cheap and affordable compared to the cost of living here. And you're still making money based on US dollars. You're not working based on their dollars. You are doing everything. You're digitized. You're on your phone, you're on your iPad, you're on your laptop, getting the work done. All the sales are happening, or all the dollars are being converted in all the dollars are in US dollars, and you're getting paid in a US bank, which you are then transferring over to the country that you're in. And, I can pull up what the currency rate is later. I don't want to do that now because you know how long these things be going. But the conversion, I know in Thailand, for every US dollar, you're somewhere in the 30s for the baht. And so, but the cost of living is so much lower. So if you are getting, I always like to use this example, you can get a full hour massage for under $10 in Thailand. And we're talking a good Thai massage. We're not talking in the nail shop and they're just rubbing your shoulders type of massage. We're talking a real massage. Meals are, you can eat 3 meals a day for $15 in Chiang Mai. So we're talking and good meals. I'm not talking, go get a piece of bread and put some butter on it. We're talking sit down meals with a nice Thai tea and some curry this and some mango rice that. So people are flocking to these places because the cost of living is amazing. They also have great healthcare. All the things we talked about earlier in the other videos are checked off on this list. Now, Lisbon has, from what I understand, the cost is creeping on up since this whole nomadic, phenomenon started back in 2020, 2021. But the rest of the countries are still in that lower scale. Now, when you talk about the digital visas in the Caribbean, the one thing I didn't like about most of the Caribbean countries and their process was that, so most of these places for you to get the visa, we're talking $300 or less, right? For the application. The Caribbean, we're talking $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, depending on the size of your family, depending on the country. So we're talking thousands of dollars, and they were only good for like a year and needed to be renewed. And so that to me was just a little excessive, especially when you're just starting, right? If you're just starting, even if you're showing that you are making some money, $1,000 just for their application, I'm like, okay, I don't know how I feel about that. But let's get into so we talked about the top cities. Again, it's not a complete list of the cities. I have more cities as part of the resource guide, but those are the most popular. And I think they each, and technically when you say Mexico City, I would add like the whole Playa del Carmen, Tulum area as a top place too. But Mexico City is just larger. There's a larger community of expats. And so from a numbers perspective, that's why they're ranked as one of the most popular. So let's talk about some of the jobs and the opportunities that are available to digital nomads. Digital nomad lifestyle is about having the flexibility to work from anywhere in the world. These are the top 20 nomad remote jobs offering a wide range of skills from creative to technical and opportunities for all experience levels. And so let's go ahead. What time is it? Okay. Oh, damn, it's almost an hour. So I'm gonna try to just run through these. I'm not going to read all of the skills right now. I'm going to run through them. I'm going to see if there's any questions, then I'll come back because I still want to show the 2 women that I think are good resources. So web developers, of course, right? And it says why and all of this is going to be in the resource guide. So just know that. But web developers, and I'll say what you do. You build and maintain websites and web applications. Software engineers, you develop software applications for various industries, including mobile apps, websites, and systems. The UX UI designer, what do? You design and optimize websites and apps to provide a better user experience. All of this is digital based. You don't need to be in an office. You don't need to, show up at your desk to do this. You could do this from anywhere. Graphic designers, we kind of talked about that a little while ago. You create visuals for websites, branding, social media, marketing campaigns, and more. Content writer. So many people have blogs that they don't even write. They hire people to write for them, and they post it on their blogs as if it came from them, and they watch the ads come in. If you're not a good writer and you can hire somebody to do the writing, why not? As long as it's authentic and you approve the message and you basically provide the template for the content, then I'm fine with that. But if you're a good writer, this is something that you can definitely excel in. So you write articles, blog posts, website copy, and other content for businesses and websites. Social media manager. You manage and create content for social media accounts for businesses or influencers. A virtual assistant. This is extremely popular. A virtual assistant provides administrative support, manage schedules, book appointments, and help with day-to-day tasks for businesses or entrepreneurs. There's more things that could be involved in that, but that's just the base model. Let's just say if you want to add some extra features, you pay more, but that's just like a base model. A SEO specialist. What do? They optimize websites for search engines to improve their ranking and visibility online. So remember that, because one of the people I'm going to bring up, that's her specialty, and it has afforded her a life to be able to bop all over the world. And she also gets brand deals and partnerships. And I'm not going to tell everything. We'll get into it. Online tutor or teacher. You teach students via video conferencing, and I would say / adults. Teach students via video conferencing platforms like Zoom, either one-on-one or in a group setting. Video editors. You edit video content for YouTube channels, advertisement, films, and more. You see where there's a whole list of video editing opportunities that you don't need. All you need is a Dropbox, and it makes so much sense how people can literally do this job from anywhere in the world. All you got to do is worry about meeting deadlines, and that's it. A digital marketing specialist. You develop and execute online marketing campaigns to drive traffic, sales, and brand awareness. A copywriter. You write persuasive marketing copy, sales pages, ad copy, and product descriptions. All of this is actually, a lot of this will be and probably will stay in a remote type category, because they don't have to pay your health. Like it just saves companies money if they don't have to hire all these people full-time, pay their benefits. And we all know what's about to happen to healthcare here. And so you can see a lot of these jobs being prime for remote and digital nomads. Affiliate marketer. What do? You promote products or services through affiliate links and earn commissions based on sales or lead generation. An e-commerce manager. You manage online stores, handle product listings, customer service, and marketing campaigns. A project manager. So this is why I said this was part of the 20, part of the list. I forgot who put it in the chat, but yeah, project manager is huge. It's a huge, especially if you have your, what is it called? PMP. I think it's a PMP, project manager something. Anyway, but what does a project manager do? They coordinate and oversee projects from start to finish, ensuring they are completed on time and within budget. So this is where the high stress comes in. For me, you have to be super organized, meticulous, ready to deal with different departments to make sure you meet those deadlines. You are managing the whole project. And while I think it's a great job, I know people who got they were abroad, but mentally they were not happy. And so because there were deadlines and they were waiting on this from that person and this and that. So you do need to get a degree to really get paid your worth. Not a degree, the certificate, the PMP certificate. So definitely just keep that as an asterisk when you're looking at that as an opportunity. A data analyst. What do? You analyze and interpret data to help businesses make informed decisions. 17. A consultant for various fields. We already talked about that. You can be a consultant in your area of expertise. You can be a consultant for, let's just say it may not even be like your own business. You can consult within an organization. You can be, so let's just say I am a sales executive, but I'm not working at a company. I can be hired on as a contract worker, a consultant to help said company drive sales. And so, online course creator. What do? You create and sell online courses in your area of expertise, coding, business art, personal development, all of the things. And I know so many people who have made so much money by doing this. And people are always looking for experts in their field, right? And like I said, experts to one may not be an expert to another, but there are so many different levels. Some people want people who only teach beginner. Some people want people who teach, at the black belt level. So there's a whole range. You could get somebody with a white belt. You could get somebody with a black, no, it's not white, but what's next? Yellow, maybe. You definitely have a range of opportunities there. Customer support representative. So think of Delta Airlines, or, think of some company who needs you to answer calls or send emails to their customers in response of issues that they're having, questions that they're having, etc. And finally is the transcriptionist. And what you can do is convert audio or video content into written text. Now, with all these, I don't know how long that's going to be around with all of the inventions that we have, but it's definitely an opportunity. So I'm going to close this out, see if you have any questions before I bring up the two experts that I think, oh, I should remove this, that I think are good resources. There are more that I have, but for the sake of this meeting, or this live, I'll just bring them up. Cynthia Merritt, project managers. Yes, listen, it may not be too much for somebody else, but I just like to make sure that people know there's a reason why people have to get certified, and that certification exam is not the easiest. Lots of people flunk it. Lots of people walk away from it. You have to want to be organized, because these project managers hold a lot of the company's revenue in their hand. If these things don't get done on time, whatever the project is, it needs to definitely be handled with care. But timing is the most important part of that. Retiring nurse looking for flexible 1099 jobs, 20 to 30 hours per week. Should I invest in TEFL to teach English? Gotta go. Love your podcast. So informative. So we just spoke to, so the TEFL. So I don't know, something was going on with the TEFL. That's another thing people do when they go away. I don't consider that a digital nomad. A lot of times you may have to appear in a school. It depends upon the region, right? You may have to go to said school. And so there is 60 plus. I don't know if she's still here, but does anyone remember her name? 60 plus. You know what? I will put her name in the description. She has a YouTube channel. I knew my light was going to go out. It's fine. She has a YouTube channel where she talks about, being a 60 plus world traveler. I don't want to call her a digital nomad because I think she's more of a traveler, but she has a channel and she's been interviewed before. And I'm going to try to get her on this channel because I think I've saw one of her interviews someplace else and I think she's really good. So I'm going to make sure I add her information in the description. And so, okay, so no other questions. Let me go ahead and pull up my two of my favorite people in this space. And I have, like I said, I have quite a few more, but in the interest of time, we're just going to start with these two. So I have to pull up, I'm going to pull up her website and you can see who she is. And then if you want to, you could go to her website and I think there are definitely links to her add to stage. Oh, no, that's not. I have to remove this. Sorry. Stop screen, present, share screen, hit that, share. Then I have to bring her up to the stage. There we go. So I'm not sure if anyone has ever heard of Tamiko Harvey, but she is, let's just read who she is, right? I don't want to try to act like I can do it better than she can. So this is Tamiko Harvey. She's a jet setter, a craft cocktail lover, and an SEO junkie. Now, remember we talked about SEO experts who can live a digital nomadic life. They help companies with their SEO strategy, so they'll get more eyeballs on their websites and everything else. Well, she's a seasoned professional with over 10 years of experience in luxury content creation and a passion for empowering the voices and expanding the reach of content creators and small business owners. And then she talks about why you should choose her for her SEO services. And she says, expert rooted in expertise, proven track record, strategic approach to SEO. You can go to her site. She talks more about exactly what an SEO coach is, what you'll get during the session, some of the testimonials that she's received from her clients. And the most important thing that she has is her website. Now, another way she gets paid is through her blogs. Her blogs are quite popular. And so, you can check that out on your own time, only because there's ads on there. And sometimes, YouTube is a little funny when there's ads from another page, and I don't want this to get taken down. I think this information is just too good to be, for it to be wasted. So she does blogs, and they're highly trafficked. And through her traffic, she generates ad revenue from companies that place ads on her blog page. And she does well. And she also is part of the affiliate marketing world. So in her blog, she also promotes products that she says she stands by, which is always important because your audience will know. And you don't want that. You don't want your name. She's been in this business too long. So she does products that has helped her through her travels, helped her in her business, and she will link them and get a commission from that. And so this is a way that Tamiko has made her living as a digital nomad. And she has, I thought, but she's all over social media. And so if you go to Instagram, she's very active on Instagram, and she travels, like I said, incessantly. So check her out when you get a chance. And then the second person I am going to pull up is, let me just get her website. And I could just probably put it in the search bar and not have to. So this is Libria Jones. I don't know if you've heard of her. Let me just make sure you can see this. Yes, you can. Okay, so Libria is the one that I met in 1920, not 1920, in 2020. And it was at the Audacity Digi conference. Oh, I wish I could. No, I can't pull up. I can't pull up the email. But I think I do have the email. And so give me 1 second and I'm going to see if I can find it and then share exactly, because it kind of outlines the work that she does. And so I just want to read it as she wrote it, if I can find it. Okay. Digi, let's see. Jones. I'm not going to pull it up, but I'm going to read what her, okay, here. Oh, that's the link. Daisy has speak announcement order come for tomorrow. Thanks for purchasing. Daisy bundle. Okay, here it is. So this was on October 25th of 2020. Hi, Kim. I hope you enjoyed the Audacity Digi as much as I did. It's always such a dope experience. I'm sliding into your inbox just to say thank you for purchasing the bundle I put together specifically for this event. Nomadness is a very special community to me. I joined way back when there were only 2,000 people. I'm one of the Atlanta ambassadors. I've spoken at 3 Nomadness events. I've started 2 businesses from Nomadness, and I consider the founder, Evita, a good friend. So I had to do something special for the community that I love. And so basically, now that I'm here, I want to make sure you know I won't wear out my welcome in your inbox. You get 1 email from me every week with updates on the landscape of remote work, tips and information about remote job and opportunities, first dibs on any new resources I offer. So she's changed her. So I'm not going to read the other stuff because she doesn't. She's changed her model, or not necessarily model. Like, so something was called something in 2020 is not called that now. So I don't want to read that. But she is an expert in the world and the land of remote jobs, and we're just going to look at her website real quick and just give some more insight as to what she does. So always go to the about page. It definitely. Okay. So I'm Libria, the remote work queen. And remember, she's a project manager as well. My day job is an IT project manager. I help companies implement software that organizes their data. I love my job, the work I do, and the people I work with. Plus, it pays the soccer fees. She has children. Outside of the W-2 job, I run a community of over 21,000 women who love to travel with and without their children. I teach people how to find and land remote work, and I'm organizing the biggest remote work conference for job seekers. I also have a graduating senior student athlete and a dog. I'm doing the most, I know, LOL. And so you can go to, so Libria is a well-known speaker in this space. She's been doing this for a long time. Like I said, I met her in 2020. She was doing it years before that. And she has built a community of people who are very interested in finding the remote job. So if you click on the link for remote work, she also has a list of remote. I'm not going to pull. You could go to her channel yourself. Drive. I want to take the traffic. Make sure she gets the traffic. I haven't worked with her since 2020, but I still recommend her for people who are looking to find remote work. She does, like, if you really are serious and you really need help and you don't mind paying a fee because you're getting an expert, then check her out. She has remote job boards that you should bookmark for. Well, this was 2024. I'm sure she'll up that. Oh, this is a little dated, but 10 questions you can ask in an interview. I know that some of her names and strategies are changing, but she is still available to consult. And if you reach out to her, Oh, that's what I wanted to say. The name of her program is called Quit Commuting. So Quit Commuting allows you to do great work from anywhere. And so she has a course, she has coaching, and she has the conference that she's working on. And you can learn more about all of that. You can also grab your free remote work guide. So if you go to her website, there's a free guide that you can get, more tips and tricks and all that good stuff. And then she has some stuff coming up and towards for the rest of the year. So you can definitely check that out. And again, I highly recommend. I think she is so top notch at what she does. She's easy to listen to, she's easy to communicate with, and she checks all my boxes as far as somebody that I would recommend other people hiring as a coach. And so you can check out her website, and I'm going to close this down, get out of this, and see if there's any more questions. Let me see. Okay, so somebody answered for Osido. Yes, okay, the name of the channel, thank you, Girl Magic, is 60 Plus Black Women Expats. And if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them now because I'm about to wrap this up. But let me remind you, we are back tomorrow, 9 a.m., talking about, let's get prepared because the purge is coming. The purge is underway, and we just need to make sure that we, commune and come together and make sure we hold each other accountable so that we are not shocked and we don't have solutions when certain things start to happen. So definitely check out 60 Plus Black Women Expats. Then I'm certified with, Prep Pit to teach English, and I'm a corporate trainer with okay, wonderful. So you have options. You already have your certification to teach English, and that's in high demand. I know, oh my gosh, where was I? I was in Mexico. I was in Playa del Carmen. And I was in Guadalajara. I'm sorry. And I was at this restaurant, and it was just me. And this guy walks up to me, and, I'm from New York, and he he was too close, in my opinion. And he started speaking in Spanish. And I was like, un poquito, no hablo español, hablo inglés. And he's like, oh, and he's like, he had, something on his translator. And they have universities there. And he's like, I am in university and I need to approach people, English speaking people, to practice my English. And I was hesitant, but I do know, because I looked at taking a Spanish speaking class in Guadalajara. And one of the assignments was you go around town and you have to, start having conversations with random Spanish people. So the restaurant I was in, and he looked, he didn't make me feel nervous by his look. It was just the approach. And so, saying all that to say, he was like, I pay you. Like, he was so desperate for me to have a conversation. He was like, I have pesos, I pay you. And so I do know even the locals there, in the restaurants and places like that, because the more English they know how to speak, the more opportunities they get in these more tourist areas. And so a lot of them, and not only more opportunities, the more money they make, the more tips they get. And so there's opportunities like that as well. But yeah, so you got your certification. That's great. Yes. So we already called out the 60 Plus. Pre-ply. What did you say? Pre-pit. Okay. Pre-ply. That's the name of the organization that you got English certification with. Okay. So whoever was asking about the TEFL, maybe this is helpful to you. I'm not sure if you have any questions about it. If you want to ask now, while I'm going through these other questions, I'll go slow. Oh, well, not really. Thank you, Bria. Great info. Love pre-ply. Oh, okay. And okay, so you're okay, good. Been with a tutor for over a year now. Oh no, so that wasn't the same person. So you're getting tutored. Okay. Yes, Liberia spoke at Exodus Summit 2024 in October. She's amazing. Yeah, she speaks all over. She's at a lot of travel conferences. She's been that girl. Like this is not new. And 2020, she was excellent. And if you know Evie from Nomadness Tribe, for her to rock with you as long as she has been rocking with Libria, that says a lot. Because am I saying Evie? Evie. I thought it was Evie. Anyway, she plays no games. So yeah, Libria, I highly, highly recommend. I think Libria is having a session with the Exodus Summit ladies this Monday. Yeah, but I think that's a closed session unless you purchase. So I'm not saying don't do this, but I'm saying if your money is, if you're on a budget, first go to her page because she's offering some consulting as well. And I do think that compare them because this Monday, I know it's a group session and you have to purchase like the VIP package of the summit, and that may be cost prohibitive to some. And I don't know what the comparison is. So do your research is what I'm saying. So check out Libria's page. You could definitely check out Exodus Summit page and see what works for you as it relates to remote work. Now, I think the Exodus Summit is amazing overall. So definitely check them out and see what you would get with that. But if you're just looking for strategy and consulting and help for remote work, check out Libria's page. Do you do 30 minutes to 60 minutes private consultation? Only thing that's on my mind is some up and out. Yeah, I do. And it's in the links. So I do consultations. Usually I do accountability consultations and I do Mexican residency consultations. I help people who don't know where to begin, need help on the process of doing it themselves, not hiring anybody to do it. I walk them through that process. And I also, so I don't have my accountability calendar up now because I'm doing these lives every day. I wanted to commit to the Mexican residency consulting. But, and however, if you are extremely interested, I'll, if not tonight, tomorrow, I'll look at my calendar and put a couple dates just for a strategy call. I'll do a couple dates in the next couple of weeks. But the focus for me really right now, not the focus, like I'm taking, consultations, but I want to get these videos out because of the urgency for the masses. Like this is urgent for us, right? And so I want to keep these videos going at least for the next, definitely through next week, with the exception of Thursday probably, but there'll be a video uploaded on Thursday with some good content. And then we'll see the first week of December what that's looking like. But I want to keep these lives going. And I also want to be able to have time to manage a few. I think I said I was only doing 10 max Mexican residency consultations. So, but the answer to answer your question is yes. And then we work out before, you answer questions and we work out, and then we do follow up, and then you also get the plan to produce workbook. It's part of the strategy session and all of that. She is okay. Bree Eller. She's spoken at Exodus every year, I believe. She is at Bree Ellis. I don't know who that is. Oh, it's $350 for the. Are you talking about for the VIP pack, the VIP ticket for Exodus Summit, in order to access Libria, her workshop? Yeah, I definitely, like I said, if money is not an object, I recommend the Exodus Summit VIP ticket. Look at the rest of the conversations that are happening. I think it was great, but if you are solely looking for help, like one-on-one help to find remote work in other countries and get on these job boards, then go definitely get on her page. Casper 330. Okay, perfect. So what I'll do is, so right now, if you're interested in Mexican residency, if it's not in this week, I mean today, this video's description yet, I think I put it there because I'm posting so much stuff like the reminders on the community page and all of that. But if it was on the earlier video, it's definitely, if you're interested in Mexican residency strategy call, that's already up live, ready to go. That's a little more pricier than just the strategy call. So I will open up a few meetings. Give me until end of day tomorrow to look at my calendar, because I need to see what days I'm going to have these lives. I need to do my regular day-to-day stuff. And so give me till the end of day tomorrow. So by Sunday, I'll have a link to that in these videos. All access pass for live session is $350. Yeah. And again, that's a lot if you only want to do, you won't get the one-on-one if remote is your thing. I will say once again, I was at the Exodus Summit. So I wasn't at every session, but I support Stephanie. Like, I'll buy a ticket. Taken her YouTube. I've done one-on-one calls with her. I think what she's doing is God's work as well. So whenever I can support, I will. But just know that Libria's session is a group session. It's not a one-on-one session as part of the Exodus Summit. So I don't want people to get my message mixed up in promoting her with the message that they're going to get one-on-one attention if they do the Exodus Summit. So again, look at both, see what you get, make a decision. But if you're looking for clarity calls, I check the services. Yeah. Well, I'm sure if you do one-on-one with her, it's more than that. But she probably has you have access to certain things, but if you do one-on-one coaching with her, I'm almost positive it's in the hundreds, if I'm not mistaken. And she may not have her, I don't know if the holidays has her. I haven't looked at her services page, so I'm not sure. Interested. Okay, great. Sounds good, Casper. Perfect. Interesting. Wonderful. So again, I definitely am going to keep coming back this week. I mean, well, tomorrow's the end of this week, but I'll be back on Sunday. I'll be back on Monday, and I'll be back on Tuesday, and I'll be back on Wednesday. I will post, like I said, tomorrow is 9:00. I don't know what time on Sunday yet. It will probably be in the evening on Sunday. Let's think 7, 8 o'clock. Monday, it will probably be 7, 8 o'clock. And Tuesday, it will probably be earlier. And Wednesday, it might be midday, because I know people are getting ready, for the holidays. So that's the plan. But now that I'm going to do this, opening up my calendar as well, everything will come together at least the day before we go live. I see some more. Casper 3030 sounds good. Great. Interested. Wonderful. Definitely would like to connect about Mexican residency. I traveled there in 2021. I heard I can still get residency permit by traveling back to Mexico and paying a fee. So yeah, but you have to start here, Ellis. You have to start in the US if you have a US passport, if you're American. If you're American, we're gonna hear a lot of that. Well, y'all gonna hear a lot of that in 2025, because I'm not gonna be here except for the summertime in New York. But if you're American, then you have to start at the embassy. I'm the consulate in America, in one of the, I think it's like 35, 38 consulates that they have here in America. And then you finalize. So after you get approved here, then you go to Mexico and finalize the process. Once you get approved here, the step in Mexico is just a formality. And make sure you still because people would do it here. So yeah, you have to go there to get the actual card. They take your biometrics, and you pay the fee and all that. So yeah, it's real simple in Mexico, as long as you go within the 180 days after they issue it's called a Kanye. It's a visa, but it's a residency visa. So the next time you go to Mexico, you're technically a resident without the resident card. So, you're welcome. And I will definitely connect with you. I'll find you. I'm sure you're in the Facebook group. So I will find you, and we will try to schedule a time and a date to chat. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, your last post was about you would like to connect. Oh, you would like to connect with in Eastern Standard Time, I think. I guess. I'm sorry, Bria. Just comment what you mean by Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, I'm on Eastern Standard Time and I will be at least through the end of the year. So thank you and God bless your ministry to help us get ready. Yes, and stay ready. It is definitely a ministry, it's definitely divine. Now, like I said, I've been talking this talk for a minute, but now I'm like bullhorn, shouting it from the rafters, smoke signals, all that good stuff, because who knew we would be here, right? Who really thought we would be here where my body, his choice, right? Where DEI is illegal, where we are. I'm trying to keep, be optimistic because this is a mission, this is a movement. We're going to be all right. Like I start thinking like, okay, so this song that we going to be all right, was there a premonition? Was that like, did somebody know something? Like, so yeah, let's see. You said Eastern Standard Time, and then thank you. Yes, perfect. But yeah, so I will be back, like I said, 9 o'clock tomorrow to talk about, let me get the exact title. I don't want to say the wrong. I know we talking 2020. Okay. My goodness. Oh, okay, perfect. So tomorrow we are talking exactly about Black people. It's okay for us to bounce now. Let's review what our future is projected to look like. And some people said that 2020 was like the great reset. This is going to be the great purge. And they're telling us about a certain segment that they plan on purging. But trust and believe. They got plans. And this is not a fear mongering. We're going to be all right. Like as long as, we come in community and we plan what's next, we're going to be all right. So we're going to call out some things about Project 2025, because a lot of people that I know still haven't even read through it, have no idea other than what the talking points are, which I think the media did a horrible job at really calling out the most horrific parts of that document. And so we're going to talk about what it means for us, what's at stake. We're not going to go in detail. Of course, it's an extremely large document. And so we're going to talk about some of the most, if you see, I pause a lot because one of my favorite books in the entire world for the past 2 decades has been The Four Agreements. And one of the agreements is to be impeccable with your word. And so so 2 reasons I pause. One, because I have to make sure I'm saying things that will not get me kicked off of this platform. And 2, I want to make sure that whatever I'm saying is the most accurate comment that I can make about whatever the subject is. So things are about to get, the ocean's about to get rocky. Let's just say that. Don't leave Queens, the legendary helper. We'll be back tomorrow. Same place. Some states are easier to start a residency. In Mexico, in some countries, are as well. So Mexico is one of the easiest, and that's why probably so many people go there. And it's close as well. It's, we're connected by a border. You the bomb, diggity, thanks. Oh, OC Doe, thank you. Appreciate knowledge. It's definitely power. And like I said earlier, so I have also a investment community, and the mantra is wealth is obtained by knowledge and execution. You cannot play with the big dogs without knowing how they play, their playbook, their strategy, as it relates to the market. And once you know that, you have to execute what you know. Like, you can't just sit there and say, oh yeah, I know how to do that, and think that that's gonna, help in any way. So yes, knowledge is definitely power. Can you only go to the state in your area or another state? Okay, so you're talking about Mexican residency for the consulate. You can go to other states. You just have to make sure that that state accepts out of state applicants. So I do know like places like Atlanta, and I hate to call them out because just like any bureaucracy, things change every day, right? So what I would recommend doing, find out the state that you're interested in, and then look to see if they have an open application policy. And then if they do, you can definitely go to there. Now, some states don't, but all of that could be found on the consulate website. And I think which video did I go over that? And oh gosh, best places for Black people to live, I want to say. It might be, I did a walkthrough of the website as well in English and what the application process looks like. So all of that's in the playlist. And I think it was the best places for Black people to move abroad or something like that. I mean, consulate. I found some consulates are closed. That's interesting. Closed permanently in the US? I haven't heard of any recent closures. I do know now, like I had a great experience at the New York consulate, but with everything going on with immigration and the immigrants that are here from Mexico, I don't know that I would recommend that one. I would research and investigate to see if that's affecting any of their processing times or any of their workload and stuff like that. But that would be a concern of mine. So I would definitely make sure if you're in New York, I would definitely work with you to verify if that makes sense, or should I go to because there's one in Jersey now too. They opened a relatively new one out in Jersey, which is about, I want to say, an hour away. Maybe that may be the best option. So yeah. Exodus Summit is awesome. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Listen, nobody could ever say nothing bad about Stephanie Perry. And I know it's a code, but I don't know Rashida like that. Like I know Stephanie from the YouTube coaching, the one-on-one coaching for I took another coaching thing. So I just like to support her. I really do. And I recommend her to everyone. But no, Exodus Summit is great. It's absolutely a great resource for people as well. And so let's see. Oops. Yes, in the South. Okay, so I didn't know that. So not in Florida, not in Georgia. I'm curious to know which. So there's only certain consulates that you can apply for Mexican residency. I didn't hear anything about the ones that you can apply being closed. So, but I'll take your word for it. But you can definitely apply at other places depending on how they, what their requirements are. So just like even when you go to Mexico, every immigration office, so the acronym is INM for their immigration, their immigraciones office. There's different standards at different offices. Some places you can make appointments, some places you can't. It's supposed to be universal now that you can make appointments, but for many years it was up and down. And some places you could pay, they let you pay your fees in cash. Other places you have to pay in debit card. So it's a bureaucracy. So that's why I do consulting, because so many people listen to one YouTuber and base all of their information, even though a consulate is not the consulate that YouTuber went to, and you will get rejected. You will waste your little $53 here in the US because you listened to wrong information. It takes research. You have to do the research and know exactly which consulate does what. Stephanie is how I got started, and now the Facebook group has over 4,000 sisters from all over the world. Wonderful, girl. Why didn't you call out your Facebook group? So yeah, she's 60 plus Black women expats is also on Facebook. I told you I'm working on 2 hours sleep. Please forgive me. I need to take a sip of water. So Give me a second. So the 60 plus Black women expat community is on Facebook as well. So if you're interested in this community, find this Facebook group and get with over 4,000 people. I know there is a wealth of knowledge. I'm not on Facebook that much, except for business reasons. I don't even have Facebook on my phone, quite honestly. I do go on, the Exodus page and a couple other pages, but I have to time manage and I don't want to get caught up. I need to keep my screen time to a minimum and it has to be business related. Cynthia Merritt, I'm in Atlanta. What were you about to say, Atlanta? Atlanta is one of the, it has been stated now. I have not gone to that office. So this is all based on research, but they are accepting of people from out of state and their requirements are less than like New York. So I know people who traveled to Atlanta. I was going to be one of those people based on the horrific reviews that I was hearing about New York. I didn't know if it was going to be Atlanta or New Orleans, but I was about to get on a plane. I mentioned this on another video this week. But there are people that leave New York because the requirements are higher or something, or what you need to show them is more strict. And so, yeah, so there are people that Atlanta is supposed to be a good consulate to start the process and put your application in. Oh, Carol Small, the realtor. Hey, my fellow Bison sister. HU. Thank you immensely for your info, authenticity, video background, and your fabulous confidence. All the things somebody said. Oh, you just reminded me. I was going to go over just a couple of the comments. Because I promised to do that. So I'm going to do that. I'm not going to spend a whole time. Yeah, the trolls are trolling. And like I said, my mind doesn't work like theirs. Like I would never stop on somebody's page and say, you know what? I think you need to. So another thing people may notice, this clock never moves. And the reason why is it's very loud. So if I'm doing Zooms, if I'm doing, this is my space to do it. If I'm doing any type of content, you hear so that doesn't move. Nobody has commented on that yet. I'm surprised because they sure like to comment on everything. And so, yeah, but the trolls are going to troll. And you know how we do, in Bison World, we have thick skin. As long as we are moving in truth and service, we're good. So thank you for that compliment, Carol Small, the realtor. This weekend, I'm also going to look at the comments and start following people because some people have YouTube channels, some don't. And so I definitely want to support and see, what other gems I could learn. I have an appointment in DC in December in Raleigh, North Carolina. Yay! Listen, dot all your I's, cross all your T's. Make sure, remember, I like to tell people this. When you fill out the date, they don't fill out the date the same way we fill out the date. Make sure you put the day, then the month, then the year, not the month, the date, and the year. Because I've seen people have to go back, do a whole nother appointment because they filled everything out, didn't have a copy. So yeah, that's just one little tip I definitely like to give people. And it's just, habit for us because that's how we write date and time. The rest of the world doesn't. And so I'm 62, so I'll find the group on Facebook. Yeah, Cynthia, definitely, because I'm not in that group, but I've seen the video interview that she did with Stephanie. It wasn't too long ago. And I think that video, I knew it blew up then. I haven't seen it. So I watched it like in real time and then had to leave. And I came back. And when I came back, I was like, oh my gosh, it was like within that week, the video went viral. And so, yeah, she definitely is a good resource for people over 60, heck, over 50. I say you could get a lot of good gems. Anita Leach, yes. I wondered about the clock, but didn't. See, that's what most people do because that is not the focus. That is not important. I wonder if you can hear them because yeah, you might be in some of my first videos. You, it was moving, but it was so distracting in my ear. And I was like, you know something? I just rather, I mean, I have clocks every place else, so it didn't this isn't necessary. And I've never really looked at this one anyway. But yeah, so that's why that one doesn't work because it's just too it's like a tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. And that can be very distracting. And who knew until I started zooming and doing videos. Bree Ellis. I live in LA, could start at the consulate in Atlanta. Or do people tend to start at consulate nearby? I live in Los Angeles, but am in DC for a few months. Wanted to know which consulate would be best. So again, I will just say Atlanta has many people saying that they had smoother experiences, right? But again, are there immigrants, Mexican immigrants that were brought to Atlanta? I don't know. So things may have changed. I can't give you a blanket answer until I did the research, or you can feel free. Like I showed how you can go on. I don't really put 100% stake in Google reviews because, like I say, people only mostly write reviews when it's something negative to say. People don't, if they have a good experience, most people don't go back and like, oh, let me go compliment this consulate on how quick their service was. But I would try to find as much information online on the YouTube streets or YouTube University and see what, they are saying. When I do consultations, I do that. I get all that information from you before we talk. And then, I give recommendations based on the answers to your questions, and then we take it from there. So some people don't have the opportunity to fly across the world. They may be on a budget to get this done. And, that plane ticket may not be part of that budget. So it depends. Now, if you are in DC for a few months, that means they have a consulate in DC, but I don't know if they take outside people now. I know at one time they did, but I also know they're known, their reputation is that they're a little more strict. But I always say the people that usually complain are the ones that didn't do everything they were supposed to do. Like they missed a step. They forgot to do something. They forgot a bank statement. They forgot that they were supposed to, they forgot that you have to have separate appointments for each family member, right? And they bring all their family members on their appointment, and then they have horrible things to say about how strict they are. So again, I'm not sure, but if you're going to be in DC for a few months and you have all of your required documentation, the requirements, I would see if if you could do it there before flying to Atlanta. Can you download the forms online and take them with you when you get an appointment? Absolutely. Yeah, all the forms are downloadable. You have to download before you get there because there's stuff you have to fill out. So yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Bree. Or is it Bree or Bria? I've heard it pronounced both ways. So Bria, I'll say Bria. But yeah, so no, this was another great conversation. I thank each and every one of you. Let's see. Oh, thank you, TMPR. Oh, Dad, don't leave. I'm going to do some of the comments. Let me go ahead and read some of these. These peoples. Some are quite entertaining, I will say that. And then when the fights among my peoples break out to, speak up on my behalf, I'll be like, oh, please don't waste your time. Trust and believe. They're not worth it. Okay, so let me go into my studio real quick. And I could see if I could share. Hold on one second. You know what? Let me share so you can see. Okay, let me go into the studio first on this one. I'm going to go into community. Okay, and so let me go back and share. I have to remove this from the stage. Stop screen, present, share screen, hit that, hit share. And I gotta go. Let me see. Can you see that? I have to bring that up to the stage. Okay. Okay. Let's quickly go through some of these. Again, I don't know what I'm walking into, so pray for me. Please. Okay. So we'll start with some of the, I guess, decent ones. So here's some of the questions. I tried to get an updated passport online, but mine doesn't expire until April 2026. I wasn't allowed to get one. Any suggestions on getting one earlier? No, because based on the research or based on what their site says, it can be within a year. So anything over a year, you can't renew. You have to wait until that window of a year. My passport expires 2029. How do I apply for a card? This information is very educational. I didn't know about I think that's supposed to say passport ranking at all. This is the first time hearing this. My uncle just sent me this clip. Oh my gosh. And I decided to watch. Okay. So the uncle sent the clip. Y'all ain't gonna get rid of me. We gonna be riding this wave together through until we all free. Listen, that just totally gives me the energy because it's a lot. Because I do research. Like, this isn't just me coming on chit chatting, except for when we have the chit chat night, which is the after dark thing. But for every other one, I have done research. Some of the research, I had from earlier, but I have to update it, right? So this warms my heart. Okay, so this is good before I get into the bad. So she said, thank you so much for educating us about this. And then she said, do you? And then that got cut off. My passport expires 29. This will be my first time getting a passport for me and my husband. How many pages should it be? If any of the things happen to the passport, should you get another one? See, this is another point that I love because so many of us don't even know, like, just the basics about the passport. I mentioned in that video, if you have 2 pages, you probably need to, I forgot the technical term, but you could get a extender, so to speak. But now, Prophetess 179 is concerned about how many pages she needs in her passport. And that's because we just are not putting this information out to the masses and to our masses, I should say. And so this just makes me know I'm on the right track. God, don't play. And this is, won't he do it moment. I had zero clue about passport rankings. Let's see if there's anything else. Sweetie, you are doing good. You are disseminating good information. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And I'll like all of these later. Can you apply? Okay, that's another passport. Anymore? Your background is very beautiful. Thank you. Okay, now let's see what the other people are saying. Many Indian people are very dark or black color, but they are called Indian or South Asian. Spanish-speaking people come from many Spanish-speaking countries, and they are Cuban, Spanish, Mexican, etc., and are called by their countries. Europeans are white, but are usually called white or Europeans, Asian. So, okay, unfortunately, in this country, which is racist, yet has a variety of races and cultures, it appears to me that the word black is negatively associated against all the other races. Everyone has the right to reference themselves as they see fit. Since my color is not black, I refer to myself as African American, and I'm proud of it. And he's absolutely right. Everyone has the right to reference themselves as they see fit. I went to a HBCU. I worked at two Black-owned media companies. I have heard the exact opposite from many people. That's what I mean. We cannot even come together on one accord as to what to call ourselves. There are African Americans that clearly will tell you, I'm not from Africa. Don't call me an African American. I'm Black. So listen, you can't please everybody. Everything ain't for everybody. I'm using the word Black because in this community as well. There's Caribbean American, there's Panamanian American. Like, just saying African American, I think, is limiting, and this message can't be limiting. It has to be broadcast. And so, for all the people that feel offended by me saying the word Black, listen, that is not my intention. And I'm serious about that. That is my intent, not my intention. But I can't please everybody. Somebody's going to be upset if I say African American, and I'll get the same exact comment. So, I hope you can, still rock with the information, and just know that this is coming from a place of love. Okay, so somebody else said, I will listen to you for an hour if I can get information, because we don't have a green book anymore. Okay, you are it. Okay, so yeah, people were commenting about, I guess I need to talk faster, it's too long. I think I mentioned it yesterday, like, oh, why would anybody listen to this passport video for 20 minutes? I think that was the comment. I forgot how long the video was, when they could Google search this and that. And it's the fastest performing video on my channel. So, and why did you listen, just go someplace where you find a video that suits your needs. Like, it's just fascinating. Life is too short. Don't waste time. Don't waste a second of your time commenting when it's not going to make a difference. My videos are still going to be long when they need to be long. Like, you just wasted your time. Anyway, Greeks have huge egos. Oh, okay. So that was when I talked about Greece being someplace that is often at the top of lists where Black Americans should not go. So that was a good comment. Let me go ahead and let him in. So these are comments. So YouTube can filter out comments. I have comments set to be filtered. I don't have terms or anything, I let YouTube do what they need to do. And then if I go in and I see that it's a fine comment, they appear on the page. If not, and it's horrible, they go into the ether. You are a deserter. Okay, yeah, here we go. You are a deserter. Where were you at? You stay there in this piece of garbage is a deserter. So when things get a little bit right in this country, then she going to sneak her little self back here and not putting in any work. Forgive me. Like, I'm a deserter. So yeah, so these things like this, some things you just have to laugh at, like, because if you think that you calling me a deserter is going to make me change my mind about knowing that the odds are currently stacked in our favor, out of our favor for the future, and that this place is going to get really dark, and I prefer to be in the light, you just wasted your time as well. So, and I'm not going to try to sneak nothing. I'm a citizen. If I want to come back, I'm coming back. And if I don't, I won't. We have options. That's what freedom looks like. People don't know that. And just like Harriet Tubman, people deserted the South, if that's how you want to look at it. And thank God they did. Okay, let's see. I wish some of y'all go back to your country. Kim, I'm not going anywhere with you using the word racist. Walter Plecker Black. Not going anywhere. My ancestors sacrificed for our people. If you want to leave, the door is open. Use it. I don't remember asking nobody for permission. But he felt the need, or Rise Riri. I don't know if it's a he or she. I don't even understand who Walter Plecker is. Maybe I'm missing that. And I'm not going to Google it because I really don't care. But the ancestors sacrificed for our people, and the ancestors want better for us. We are supposed to be their wildest dreams. They couldn't leave. They couldn't. They were stuck, had no place to go, but spent years traumatized, tears. Like, that is enough motivation for me to know that we need options. We think about people like Maya Angelou. We think about people like Josephine Baker. We think about people like James Baldwin. We think about people like Langston Hughes. They all moved abroad because ish was thick in the 60s, in the 50s, in the 40s. But they found happiness. They found peace. They found community. They found joy in places like Paris. And so, were they wrong for doing that? Did they have to spend their waking hour over here trying to fight oppression when we can't even as a community agree what to call ourselves? You're mad at me because I'm saying Black instead of African American, but you want me to stay here and think you're going to have my back if I accidentally call you Black instead of African American. You're going to be more focused on me calling you Black than focused on what those people are about to do to me. So listen, I don't need any more reasons. That was my little soapbox. Here we go. Somebody else going to tell me about listen, I don't mind constructive criticism, but let's just see what this one says. The video would have been more beneficial if the list of countries had been provided up front, followed by personal antidotes to support your conclusions. Child, now I got to write a thesis and get it graded by Mr. or Mrs. X. That is hilarious. Like, I am supposed to, how many people did I say? Was it 13 billion or 100? No, 100. It's like 130 million people on YouTube daily, active users. If I would have did exactly what this person told me to do, there would have been somebody saying, oh, you should have been more authentic. You sound like you was using personal antidotes to support your conclusion instead of speaking from the heart. Like, it's just, you can't win. So I just like doing that. Somebody else said, how do you know that Black woman is not welcome in a nation? Did you say anything that was racially motivated or about some race or color? Any Black men welcome in these? Listen, I don't even know what he's referencing, but do not go to Mexico. My Latino bros are pissed. Okay. So listen, we will come back when we have, I think that's what Monday is supposed to be chit chat night. Or is it Tuesday? Anyway, Monday or Tuesday will be chit chat night, not Wednesday, because like I said, we're going to do earlier on Wednesday because of the holiday. And so when we do chit chat night, we'll go over more of some of these great comments, but I know we've been on here forever. And let me see what the people are saying. Let me just close this out. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you very much. Great information as always. Looking forward to the next meetup. Yay. Them sit here in this raggedy pile of crap. That's right. Listen, let's go. We out. We out again. Oh, and I do have merch. I just love to support. So if you look in the links, I'm waiting for mine to come, but I have some We Out Again 2025 hoodies that I am going to be rocking proudly all through January, making sure that people know, making sure the proud boys and girls know we have options. So anyway, if our ancestors had the money when they were free, they would have left. Listen, this wasn't their homeland. And yes, they gave their blood, sweat, and tears, but you're right. If they had the money to leave or send their children, you think they would be like, children, you have to stay because daddy, got hung from a tree and he gave his blood, for this land. Like, come on, man. Like, I don't judge what anyone wants to do. If you want to stay, stay. Like, I get it. Not everybody, we've been so propagandized to believe this is the best place in the world to live that, and if you've never traveled, then you would never know. So I get it. Like, I don't even pass judgment on people that just don't know what they don't know. But then don't pass judgment on me. That's the only request I have. Would have left in a heartbeat on the word go. Like, they would have been gone. And so, you know, again, trauma is real and we are a traumatized people. And I prefer to focus on peace. And when you see the great thing about some of the countries that I say, I really like, and let's even start with Mexico. Um, and places like Colombia. When I'm out to dinner, the locals are not sitting there on their phones, not talking to each other. You don't even see their phones. They're talking to each other, engaging in community. If a song comes on in the restaurant, you may see them getting up, doing whatever dance is local to, their land, and they're living life. We are in the restaurants, not talking to nobody, got an attitude because the food is taking too long. In these Latin American countries, they're not upset because the food is taking long. Matter of fact, they enjoy their time. They enjoy their siesta. They enjoy the peace and tranquility of not feeling rushed. And so the quality of life, the relaxation is just, it's a culture shock at first. I'm not even gonna lie, especially for somebody coming from the US where you're used to chop, chop, chop. You got 2 hours to eat your dinner before we kick you out. That doesn't happen in most, I don't know any place else that happens. And so, yeah, we have been hoodwinked and bamboozled. Remember the movie Queen starring Halle Berry? Even after slavery was over, she was yelling to the master, "I can't leave you." Yep, exactly. I remember that scene very well. I didn't until you just brought it up, but you're absolutely right. They got in here, and they're in here for a lot of us. And there's not. What does this land? Let's go. So there's more questions. I just saw your video on the passport, after which I subscribed to your channel and saw you on here live and just came in. Thank you for the info. Please keep it coming. I promise you, I will, God willing. As long as I got breath in my body, I'm committed. And I just got so much energy from a comment that somebody said that their uncle sent them a video. And I guess this person, I don't know the age, but they were so thankful that the uncles like that. And that's another reason why, because it came up today. Somebody was talking about Exodus Summit and, really saying, and again, I'm a fan of Exodus Summit, but my channel is different in the sense that it's not just exclusive to Black women. There's Black men in this movement, and I believe we need Black men in this movement. And I refuse to believe all of the misinformation that they're shedding about. Yes, are there fractures in our community? Absolutely. But can they be rebuilt? Absolutely. And are they everybody? Absolutely not. I know so many great men and the hard times that they're having because of the branding that they want to put on them, right? That Black men don't like Black women. Black men don't support Black women. And I know so many that are just the opposite. And I know Black men that want to come together in community and solve real problems. And so, yeah, so this community is for both. It's for everybody. Everybody who is, should I say Black or African American? Everyone who is a descendant of the colonialism, the slavery of the people from Africa. And so it's not just, and again, I grew up with 2 brothers. So at the end of the day, I'm comfortable. I don't believe that that's the other thing. Like I had a conversation. They were like, every time I turn around, they're saying like Black men are toxic masculinity and this and that. And so, that's not my ministry. That's not where I fit, where I am. And I believe we all need to come together and stay together. Just found your channel. Hey, oh, I forgot to say your name, Raw Reality. Thank you for the comment. I appreciate that. Now, Zawadi Vanessa, thank you for the heart. I appreciate you. We'll be back for those who just found the channel for the rest of the week. So we did the last 13 days. I've been going live every single day with the mission to start. Well, not start, because I've had this channel since 2022. Well, started posting in 2022. And my mission has always been to empower our community, our culture. And so now I have a laser focus after what's happened over the past 2 weeks, technically really before that, but knowing that things are pretty much kind of final now, to exposing options. A lot of people don't realize how many options we have. And again, I'm not saying everyone has to leave the country, but know that there are so many of us. I saw a video, was it yesterday, of people talking, well, Black women specifically, talking about the microaggressions they're already facing at their job. And so many people believe that they were hired as a quota, not because they're talented, not because they have degrees, but now every Black person that has any position in a company is like, oh, that was a DEI hire, just like they said about, the vice president. And so, saying all that to say, I am committed. So as long as I have gas in this tank, at least for the rest of the year, and we'll see, you know, as long as the engagement is there, the people are still showing up there. I see movement, and I feel like I'm doing the right thing. We will continue. And so I know I'm committed through the end of the year to try to go on live, if it's not every single day, multiple times a week, and keep this thing going. But every day that I can, I will definitely come on live. And if it's only for 20 minutes, then fine. Left outside, life outside the US is completely different from what they want us to believe, 100%. And you don't know until you know. That's the thing. And that's why I have no judgment, because I mentioned it yesterday. Like, when even in the South, I could tell the people who have traveled versus the ones that haven't. The ones that have traveled, some of the white people that I encounter are some of the most amazing people outwardly, right? To me, great conversation, great relationship, seem very caring, right? And the ones that you can tell have that ism very at the forefront of their brain, I'll ask them, like, how many countries you been to? Countries or counties? Countries. How many countries? I'm American. Why would I need? Well, I was in the army. You could tell the ones that, and I hope that was a good Southern accent. I don't like to mock people really, but that just came. That was not good. But anyway, yeah. So the people that tend to travel are the ones that are more understanding, more receptive. Even if they don't agree, they'll engage in logical conversation, right? Versus looking down on you. And so, yeah, I just definitely, I definitely hope as many people can get to travel, but we have to instill that, right, in the younger generation. And so if they don't see their parents, grandparents going anywhere, we need to be that person. And I actually have a interview on here with a high school teacher, Eric Bijan, and he has this program. And this year they took, I don't know how many students it was, let's say in the teens, I say 15 students, but they do this every year. They take students who would not under normal circumstances. They're from the Frederick Douglass Academy in Brownsville, Brooklyn. And so I interviewed him, and he told all about his motive behind it, or his reasoning and the importance of it, and how he even has the children do fundraisers and stuff like that. But they also have a crowdsourcing, right? So they have a GoFundMe, and it's called, matter of fact, I'm going to say it right now, because they do this every year. And if you want, you can check out, give me 1 second. You could check out his GoFundMe, because I think it is one of the best programs. Brownsville. And you could check out the interview too. I'll try to remember to link it. So the name of it's called Brownsville to Ghana, but the name of the overall, hold on, group is called, Okay, I think I hit the wrong link. Hold on one second. Brownsville Abroad. That's the name. Brownsville Abroad is the name of the initiative. And his story about, some of his past experiences. They've been to quite a few countries, and they all do this through, grassroots efforts. And this is life changing for these kids. They will never, ever, 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 ever be the same. And so, and I know this firsthand. I'll tell my story a little later, about my first trip at 17. And I didn't want to go. Was mad at my mother because she sent me. And it was Hawaii. But I just know how that changed my life. And and that set the precedence for everything that is now. And so the fact that he is committed to doing that, and now this is not cheap. So they're raising like 40, 50, $60,000 to go on like a 1 week, 10-day trip to these far off lands and continue and learn through education. But these kids will forever be changed. They will know what outside of Brownsville, Brooklyn looks like. They will know what different, even, kids could be picky eaters, but they will never lose the thought. I think they went on a trip to a safari before. Like, I'm just so proud of this group and organization. And it's one of my favorite ones to support. And so you could check him out when you get a chance. I will, if I remember, Brownsville Abroad is the name. I will pin the name of his group in the top of the comments. And if you get a chance, check out that interview. I'll try to pin the interview so you can learn more about it. So yeah. Wait a minute. November 5th was the yep. I can't say those words, but that finally woke Black people up. Well, to the fact that they have been bamboozled. Or you or they or we. Yeah. Side eye. But yeah, I kind of get what you're saying. But yeah, raw reality, we have been hoodwinked and bamboozled. And so definitely we need to just, okay, I'm going to post that so that people see. I meant to say we. Yes, we have been hoodwinked and bamboozled. And, there's some course correction that just needs to happen. And everybody won't get it, nor should we expect them to. But we need to try to broaden this message, especially about passports. I'm going to underscore. Now, the passport system will eventually shift and change. But for right now, we all need it. And I don't think it's going to change in 20. I don't know what's going to happen. But there's too much that is dependent on other places for business people to get around, that the passport will be here for, the time we need to use it. Because we gonna have our plan B together in 2025. So yeah. So anywho, so thanks everyone. Again, we are coming back 9 a.m. tomorrow. I will see you then. And don't forget to hit the like button if you're still here and you haven't done it. Just go ahead. I'm gonna talk for another 10 seconds as you hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel. And share this. I'm so happy to hear that Unc shared it with his niece. I don't know who Unc is, but I'm so glad he shared it with his niece. And you see the type of response she got. You never know who's going to connect with the information. And so whenever I see something, I'm sharing, I'm calling people, I'm texting people. Did you see this? This is, and so if we stop spending a lot of time watching the news, we'll have more time to plan our next move. Oh, I think I just hit a bar. If we spend less time watching the news, we'll have more time to plan our next move. Yeah, that was a bar. Growing up in LA, I had some friends that had never been to the beach. Yes. That is, something. I know people like that in the South as well, that or coastal South. like 15 minutes from the beach. Never been to the beach. So yeah. Ciao. What you gonna do? Except amplify this message, continue to march on the movement. Check out the description box for all resources, all that good stuff. And I'll be back tomorrow, guys. This was a 2 hour, we were 2 hours and 10 minutes this morning. We are 2 hours and 13 minutes this evening, chat. I hope I have a voice tomorrow. But I will see everyone tomorrow at 9 a.m. And then it'll be in the evening on Sunday. I'm going to post, I'm going to estimate between 7 and 8, but I'll do a post in the community tab. This is all EST, all Eastern Standard Time. So thanks again. Until next time, guys.